Good Thursday afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majeski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Weather Studios with your Talking Live forecast update. Hope you guys having a great day out there and looking a little better. We got some more sunshine, that's for sure. And I think we're definitely settling in for a drying trend. That's going to be very much on the table. So the rainfall chances will become a little more sparse, but also going to be a little bit warmer out there as well. So we got all those details to get into on this update. Now, before we get rolling, first, if you're new here to the Talking Live Broadcast Channel Facebook page, make sure you give us a like and follow for future updates like these. And also make sure you give us a subscribe if you're watching over on YouTube. All right, let's go take a live look outside. It is looking much better out there. Take a look at that look there in Chattanooga. A lot of sunshine, a few fair weather clouds out there. Couldn't rule out a shower or two today, but for the most part, we're seeing much drier weather here across the area. Also up there, Lake Chattooga up there in North Georgia, also looking at sunshine and a few clouds. Looking much, much better after some very wet and rainy days over the last few days. All right, let's look at the radar right now. We're all clear for this afternoon again, but we couldn't rule out with some of that daytime heating. We could not still bubble up a shower or two for this afternoon, and the same will be said for your Friday as we wrap up the work week. We are seeing the temperatures beginning to heat up here a little bit back here to the west. Notice these heat advisories back over toward Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi, even down here across South Georgia, as well as down into Florida, but nothing in our area just yet. I don't think we're going to get quite to criteria, but it will be warmer outside as we head for the next 7 days. Looking at your satellite imagery this afternoon, not looking bad. Seeing a lot of fair weather cumulus clouds here across our area, but otherwise looking pretty good here for North Georgia as well as eastern Tennessee. Not looking bad at all. Temperatures warming up nicely, though, well into the 80s this afternoon. Already seeing 86 degrees there in Dalton. And again, we're going to be flirting with the 90s here for several days here in advance, and really no big changes coming our way. We're going to be kind of settling in for a pretty decent weather here going into this upcoming weekend. Now, we're continuing to watch the latest here on Tropical Storm Erin. It's starting to get its act together. Top winds now up to 60 miles per hour. So sometime tonight or tomorrow should become a hurricane. And then we're going to track this system becoming a major hurricane. By the time we get to Tuesday, we're talking about winds topping out at about 125 miles per hour. Now, the good news is it's going to stay off the shore, and it will adjust the long-term forecast. I've been talking about that for days, how you get a big hurricane going up in the Atlantic. It does change the global weather pattern. And what I do suspect is by the time we get to the last week in heading toward the end of the month, I think we'll see another cool shot. There's one coming down that's going to take this system out, but there'll be another one, I think, coming down a little bit later in the month. So stay tuned for that one, although it will be short-lived. All right, so here's the satellite imagery here as we're watching the thunderstorms getting clustered a little bit better there around the center of circulation as this thing continues to move off in a westerly direction about 17. Got a little disturbance down here into the corner of your screen there across the Bay of Campeche. That one's going to move into Mexico and Texas tomorrow, so I'm not really worried about that one. But otherwise, that's what we got going on out in the tropics for right now. So let's look at our regional model here closer to home. Again, we're going to see, again, you got a scatter shower, that possibility for today as well as for tomorrow. Nothing too widespread, though, folks. There it is. They're both days, very isolated on both. So if you win the rain lottery, if you get a chance of rain, great. If you don't worry about it. It should be looking pretty good here. Very much a typical summertime weather pattern shaping up not only for tomorrow, but really going into the weekend as well. Let's look at our forecast maps here as we kind of take you through it here the next 7 days. Kind of watch that timestamp there on the top there as we kind of track on through here as we go into your upcoming weekend. Again, not looking bad here, straight into the weekend. There's that backdoor front kind of come on in here. That may lower the humidity slightly, may knock the temperature down a degree or two, but nothing too substantial there with that. And then as we go into Sunday, here comes that return chance of rain coming back at us again. Very isolated, very sparse. No big significant chances of rain coming at us there. And there on the edge of your screen, that little L there, that is going to be your major hurricane here just off the coast there as this thing comes up. And then we'll see another system come down in its wake as this thing goes by for next week. Otherwise, not looking all that bad for our area here over the next 7 days. So let's go ahead and take a look at our forecast here for tomorrow. Again, we're talking about an isolated chance of a shower thunderstorm, 91-72. Fairly seasonable for this time of year. Really not bad there in the Chattanooga area. I know that's forecast TTT. That's what happens when you got a keyboard that's been giving you problems. But you got the gist. It's a forecast for tomorrow. All right, we're looking at upper 60s, low 70s here across the area for morning lows. 73 in Chattanooga, 71 in Dalton. Looking at 71 over in Benton and 69 over in Blue Ridge. Daytime highs for tomorrow. Also looking at a few upper 80s in the mountains, low 90s for everybody else. Again, I said a chance of an afternoon shower or thunderstorm. Regionally looking like this, 95 up in Nashville, pretty dry there. Hot in Memphis, 96. 93 in Columbus, 93 in Savannah, and 93 with scattered storms in all 3 locations there in Columbia. How about the next 7 days? Here we go. All right, not much change here. We're getting up to about 94 by Monday, Tuesday, and then we'll see a better chance as that frontal system we saw kind of backdooring coming into Wednesday and Thursday will bring the rain chance back up to about 40%, but really not looking bad. 30% tomorrow, 20% on Saturday. Weekend's looking pretty good, a little steamy, but not too bad, and overnight lows generally staying in the low 70s. So kind of settling back into our summer doldrums once again here over the next 7 days. And again, the long range what I'm projecting here is by the time we get to the week of the 25th, again, the long range models are still indicating this. I think we'll see a nice little cool down coming down our way. All right. Anyway, that is your update for today. Again, I appreciate you guys checking us out here on the Talking Live broadcast channel. Make sure you follow on Facebook and you get that like on there, and make sure you hit that subscribe button over on YouTube. And we do appreciate you guys checking us out here. All right, you guys take it easy, be good, stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.